welcome to installment 2 of Why We Might. Hopefully the sound comes through a little bit better on this one. I know that the sound did not sound the greatest the last video. Hopefully this video I can get the mic to work, get up a little bit better. So today we're going to continue on this idea of solving for a variable, but today we're going to be using more formulas. And so the directions are going to say something like, might be called solving this literal equation. A literal equation is simply a formula. So what we are going to look at are just some common formulas that we've seen throughout our mathematical careers. For instance, we've all seen the formula for the area of a rectangle, which would be area is equal to length times width. So one of the directions here, you may have to solve for the L. So you might want to rewrite the equation for L. So the idea behind this is very similar to what we were doing yesterday, and we want to get that L by itself. So in order to get that L by itself, we have to think to ourselves, okay, between the L and the W, what is holding them together? So I would say that multiplication is holding the L and the W together. So in order to get rid of multiplication, we should all know that we are going to divide. So we should divide both sides by a W. And what we'd be left with is just simply A divided by W is equal to L. Now what does that stand for? That simply means to us that the length of a rectangle is equal to the area of the rectangle divided by the width. So why would you want to do that? Well, there are many times in science where you're going to be given a formula that relates three quantities, but it may not be in the relationship that you want. For instance, we should all be familiar with this formula as well, that distance is equal to rate times time. Now, there are many times in science where you don't want to know what the distance is, but we do want to know what the rate is. So, or in other words, our speed. So how would I get the rate by itself, or in other words, the rate in terms of distance and time? So if I want to solve for the R, we have to think to ourselves again what holds the R and the T together. And this would be multiplication, so we're going to divide. We're going to divide both sides by T, and we'd be left with a D divided by T is equal to the R. Well, if we put that into words, that would be saying our rate is equal to our distance divided by our time. And if you think of a simple problem like this, that it takes, it's 300 miles, and it takes you 3 hours to get there. I know you're speeding because if we do the division part, rate is equal to 300 miles divided by 3 hours. That would tell me that you were going 100 miles per hour. Okay? So, another example. You may have this one. Circumference is equal to pi times diameter. So, you may want to get the diameter by itself. So, if we want to solve for this D, we would again divide by pi. So, the diameter of a circle is equal to your circumference divided by pi. Or if I just made up some formulas, there are many formulas that we could look at. If I were to look at perimeter of a rectangle, you may know what the formula for perimeter is. Perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2W. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So if I want to get the length by itself, how could we get the length by itself? Well, one way that we could do that, we could subtract off the 2W. So if we minus the 2W, we're going to be left with P minus 2W is equal to 2 times L. So, we don't want two L's though, we just want a single L. So again, our final step, in this case, we would be dividing by 2. So we divide both sides by 2. and you'd be left with P divided by 2 minus W equals L, or L equals P divided by 2 minus W. Now, what does that mean in words? It means the length of a rectangle is equal to your perimeter divided by 2 minus the width. So today, you're going to be solving some equations where you have to get one of the variables by themselves. So, best of luck. One interesting fact that you may find on a quiz or test. Interesting fact today, Mr. Lardy has 4 brothers, no sisters. 4 brothers, no sisters. You never know when that might pop up on a quiz or test. How many brothers does Mr. Lardy have? The answer would be 4. 4 brothers. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day. You can stop the video at this time.